Hi guys, and welcome to another unboxing and first impressions. Today we're unboxing the watch you asked me to get. I asked a question in the community tab whether you want me to get the Seiko 5 GMT. 70% of you said yes, actually more than 70, and just 20 something percent of you said no. So here it is. I bought it off of eBay used because I'm a cheapskate, so I don't want to pay the full retail price. So let's open the package and see how it looks. This watch has been quite a surprise, the fact that Seiko released it. And I remember seeing the first renders of the case and the bezel, and people said it was fake. It was on Watch You Seek forums, but then some other people said it's gonna be real, and true enough, Seiko released it. They should have released it slightly earlier, just in time for the summer of 2022. But even like this, it's been a smashing hit, and these are getting sold, even though the price is quite high when you consider it's just another 5KX at $470. But then again, it's a GMT, and when it comes to GMTs, this is one of the cheapest ones. Mechanical GMTs, that is. This is the SSK003. It's the blue dialed version because I like that one the most, at least in the pictures. There's also a 001, which is a black one, and 005, which is the orange one. The outer cardboard box. Inside we get another box. 5KX or Seiko with the new Seiko 5 logo, which I never actually liked. I like the old one, the shield, because it's been in production for 50 years, and this one, although looks kind of cool, some people hate it because it reminds them of the Superman sign. I just like the traditional one more. Here it is with the warranty card, the instruction manual, and here's the user manual for the 4R34, which is the GMT version of the 4R movements. And this watch is kind of a revolution, not just because it's one of the most affordable Seiko mechanical GMTs, but more importantly because of this movement. But let's open the box and we're going to talk about it a bit later. Inside is a pillow, a hang tag. Let's move all that away and get to the watch itself. And here it is, the blue version, the SSK003. And right off the bat, I have to say this looks stunning. It comes with a Hardlex insert for the GMT bezel, a Hardlex crystal with the Cyclops. They were kind of trying to imitate Rolex maybe, I don't know, but I actually do like the Cyclops. It's not too big, it's really cool. And the watch, well, based on the legendary SKX, this is one of the best cases ever designed. I like the SKX more than the Turtle because I wore a Turtle and I just couldn't get it to fit and look on my wrist right, but this always looked great on my wrist. As you can see, this is the same case. It's only slightly thicker, and Seiko claims it's just 0.1 of a millimeter thicker because of the new movement. It comes on a Jubilee bracelet, which has been updated, so it's not the same jingly one from the SKX007, but you still get hollow end links, or are they solid? Let's check it out. These actually look more like solid end links. Wow, we're gonna see it for the review because I haven't been watching any of the YouTube reviews because I wanted to see it in person without forming any opinions based on other reviews. The clasp is still stamped, but what can you do? Because there's such a huge modding community around the SKX, now people, I mean, you already have a bunch of bracelets and clasps available. Also bezel inserts with sapphire, probably sapphire crystals. I'm pretty sure this watch is gonna get modded all the way to hell, but I do like it the way it is. The bracelet should be very comfortable because it articulates quite well. We'll see once I put it on my wrist. Now this is the unboxing and first impression, so I will be just doing another loom shot and I'll be putting it on my wrist, and I'll save the macro shots for later. Now let's try the bezel. The bezel doesn't have any clicks, it's just friction held, meaning that it cannot be misaligned. I mean, you can always align it perfectly. The chapter ring alignment, something that I always laugh about on Seiko, on this one seems pretty good. Again, once I look at it in detail, we'll see, but so far, to me at least, it's kind of hard because I'm looking at through the camera, but it does seem pretty good. Now, the watch doesn't come with a screw-in crown, but it does have 100 meters of water resistance. And I actually, on the 5KX, I was kind of mad at Seiko for ruining one of their most iconic designs by making a less water resistant and not a true dive watch. But with a GMT version, the damage has already been done, so this is actually something I would prefer, not having a screw-in crown, because it's easier to wind the movement to set the time and to change the GMT position. Now, naturally, the watch, the 4R34, comes with hand winding. It comes with hacking once you pull the crown to the second position, and in this position you set up the time. In the first position, so let's put it to the first click, one side, rotating it like this will change the date, while rotating it up is going to change the position of the GMT hand, meaning that this is not a traveler's GMT but more like a business GMT. When you have a traveler's GMT, once you set up the time, turning the crown is going to change the hours, meaning that you set up the GMT for your home time, and once you travel to another time zone, you simply pull the crown and move the hours to the local time. But with this, you have to stop the movement and reset the time to set for a local time where you're traveling. So this is more like for people who are staying at home but are doing business with other time zones, because then you can easily and fast change the time zone of the business that you're doing, of the location of the business that you're trying to call, and you're going to be able to tell the time there. Still pretty cool, because even entry-level Swiss models, and based on the ETA and based on Sellita, are also this type of a GMT. It's very rare to find a true traveler's GMT unless you're spending money going for Rolex or Grand Seiko and such. Very cool watch, and I'm actually liking the blue. The black one, although it had pretty cool bezel with the gray and black, just kind of looked too ordinary for me. And the orange one, despite orange being one of my favorite colors, was just too wild and looked kind of too ordinary because there was not a lot of colors going on. With this one is just in the middle, so it hits the sweet spot of being classical, understated, but then being colorful enough to be interesting. Very cool. Okay, let's do the loom shot, or actually I'm going to put it on my wrist first, and then we're going to do a loom shot. And since my Zelos hammerhead is on my wrist, as you can see, we're gonna compare the loom with it. Okay, so here it is on my 6.7-inch wrist. The bracelet hasn't been sized, although it seems to have been sized. Maybe the links are somewhere in here. Yes, the links are here. And what do you know? The guy before me that I bought it from, it actually fits me. I'll probably have to remove one more link, but this is amazing. Okay, so here it is on my 6.7-inch wrist. Like I said, I always preferred the SKX to the Turtle. It just looks better and more natural on my wrist, and I can tell you right away, this is a very, very comfortable bracelet. $475, 42.5 with 46, and SKX always had a very short lug to lug, meaning anyone can wear it. It's one of those perfect designs where the watch does have a lot of wrist presence, but no matter how small your wrist is, it's never gonna be too big. That's what I love about it. Wow, this really looks good. And now it's time for the loom shot. But first, we're gonna charge both of these watches and be back in a second. Okay, with both of these charged, and you can see the Seiko loom is already starting to show. Seiko is epic and legendary when it comes to looms, so let's zoom in a bit. I'm trying to do this with one hand. Let the camera focus and turn off the light. There we go, and look at that loom. Zelos is amazing, but look at the markers on the Seiko. Wow, in person it's even brighter than it shows on the camera. Very cool and very easy to read. Even the GMT hand is loomed. And I really like they didn't fall for the trap of looming the 24-hour bezel. I'm sure people in the modding community are gonna be doing that, but I prefer it like this because when I'm in the dark, I just want the basic information. So I always prefer watches that don't have a loomed bezel unless it's a dive watch, and then you just have the loomed pip at 12 o'clock. Anyways, that's it when it comes to this short unboxing and first impressions. Do stay tuned for the full review after I spend some time with the watch and once I do all the macro shots. But I can tell you right away, I'm already loving the watch. And I do like the fact that now the markers also have the frame. I mean, they're applied and framed, unlike the regular SKX where the hands have a silver sheen, while the markers were just painted, so they would be just blotches of white. With this, see, if once you go into this shot where you get the reflections, now the hands are matching the markers. Very cool. Anyways, that's it when it comes to this unboxing and first impressions. I want to thank you guys for putting me up to getting this watch because I really do like the way it looks. Stay tuned and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.